about to explore all the magic of UVI that we've brought alive for you here tonight, I'll just share snippets of my vision for this university. So indulge me. You already know UVI's mission and vision. Centers on world-class education, enriching the community, summarizes it in a nutshell. And that's what we'll aim to do together with our faculty, our staff, our students, and with you, our community. So one thing that I shared with students, with our employees, with faculty and staff, unapologetically, my first priority is student success. And so everything that we do here is to support our students to be the next generation of leaders. And so our faculty are amazing teachers. Faculty in the room, hands up. We have some faculty members here, hands up. The magic of UVI can't happen without our amazing staff. So staff, please. And so everything that we do as employees here, as leaders, we keep our students in mind. And my joining as the sixth president of this university is just a reminder of our first love, which is our students. And so mentoring students is important to me. So typically, perhaps a reception, a meet and greet. Of course, you came to meet the president, but I also wanted you to give you an opportunity to meet our amazing students. And so far, they're doing a phenomenal job. So how I describe the vision in a nutshell is going from greatness. We spent the past 15 years doing a great job in terms of moving the university forward in greatness in innovation, greatness in research. And so my challenge to all of us, you included, is that we think of ourselves moving from greatness to grand, to best, and to becoming first at a number of things. So we'll decide that together. And so when I talk about grand, the acronyms up here focus on a lot of things. And these are just examples, right? So giving back, giving of your time, giving of your talent, mentorship, a number of ways. You can choose how you give back to the university, how you invest in our students, even if it means showing up. You're already giving back of your time by being here tonight. And so also really strengthening the capacity of our faculty in particular to get grants, working with government officials to support our university and primarily to support our students. And then also building relationships. My priority is relationship centered. So students matter, but also relationships with the community. I talk a lot about friend raising, and in that I mean getting to know people. Honestly, I love people. That's why I'm in healthcare, because I love taking care of people, getting to know people, and really genuinely having relationships with people. It makes the work fun, doesn't it?
Yes. Yes.
Otherwise, what are we doing? Also, focusing on excellence, right? UVI has an amazing reputation of academic excellence, and so stretching that even further in terms of elevating the student experience so that when I was a student here, I had an amazing time. Any other UVI alums in the room? Guys in the house? I had an amazing time here as a student. I was a student athlete, athletes in the room. You know what I'm talking about? Bucks in the house. And so really wanted to make sure students have an amazing experience here so that when they go on to be leaders in their fields, they remember their time affectionately at UVI. And many of the alums I talk to really do remember UVI affectionately. And then the concept of becoming number one and focusing on innovation. We are known, what do you know about UVI? Someone tell me. We're good at what?
Nursing.
Nursing. What else?
Biology.
Marine science. And I also just wanted to pause for a minute. Look around the room. Imagine yourselves warming the seats for the next generation of UVI medical students. In a few years, these seats will be filled with UVI medical students who will go on to become doctors in our territory, leaders in our territory, elevating the healthcare infrastructure right here so you don't have to go to Florida, Puerto Rico, or anywhere else. Right here, world class. Because we already have amazing doctors. Doctors in the room, Dr. Ty Hunt, and his son, amazing doctors in this territory. We just need additional team members and resources to do the magic that they do. And so UVI will help make that happen once we get an LCME accredited medical school along with the leadership of our founding dean, Dr. Ty Hunt. You all going to help us make it happen, right?
Right.
All right. So also focusing on data science. How many of you are afraid of AI? Nobody's afraid of AI. Exactly, a few of them. And so AI, of course, is based on data and data science. And so leveraging data and data science, it doesn't have to be robots, but leveraging data and data science. If you talk to Siri, if you talk to Alexa, that's data science right there. That's data. And so really working together as a community to provide destination education, becoming a destination university. The Virgin Islands is already a destination for weddings, tourism, all things Caribbean of America's paradise. And we are on the path to becoming a destination university. Mark our words. So how do we get there? We're already on the path there. We're known for marine science, we're known for business, we're known for nursing. We're already known for great things, but it's time to let the rest of the world know about our best kept secret here. And so really focusing on sharing those stories. You as alum, you have stories. We want to be celebrating your successes in your careers and in inspiring others to follow your paths, for example. Of course, growing enrollment, really providing the resources that we need to support our students. So, listening to students' concerns, not taking it as criticism, but as constructive feedback. How can we improve their experiences? I tell people, I'm not a magician, and I sure don't have a money tree. But small incremental changes can go a long way. Right. And if it's anything I can do is I can beg for money for our students. Unapologetically. So really putting our money where our mouth is, if you will, even if it means, scraping up, putting things together in order to do big things for our students. We're all willing to do it. We have committed employees. And so just really looking at our resources and spending them well. And then we do that by engaging in an agile strategic planning process. And so that's where you come in. We have a lot of sessions with faculty, staff, students. We'll also have a community session, and so the press release will go out. So look out for that so you can mark those on your calendars. And just really focusing on operational efficiency. And then the concept of Lean Six Sigma. Those of you who are in the business world familiar, right? Lean Six Sigma. So just looking at best practices in aviation, in other fields, and seeing how we can leverage that to also apply that to higher education, because higher education is a beast, as many of you know, right? Lots of intricate parts. And also relying on our alums, really engaging on our alums of how they can help. Alums have lots and lots of ideas, and so really capitalizing on the resources that we have right here in our community. And of course, focusing on faculty and student research. We have amazing research happening on this campus, on the St. Croix campus, on St. John, and also just really listening to the voices of our faculty. I'm a faculty, right? I'm a researcher. So listen to what they have to say as what they need to help them do the work that they do so they can better support students. Because at the end of the day, everyone that comes to work at UVI is because some way, shape, or form, they love students. And so enabling them to bring that love to life to support our students. So these are some of the things that I hope we'll accomplish together. I already talked about the medical school. My hope is for also to be able to work in partnership with the Department of Health to establish a Center for Public Health and Data Analytics. Right? I think our Department of Health does an amazing job with epidemiology and data management and sort of data analytics in their way. Exactly, give it up, give it up. And so really establishing that center in partnership so that we can do more, so that we can serve the community more, so we can become a leader in our region for public health and for data analytics, so that we can predict models. We can predict mortality. We can predict mortality. We can predict, and if we can predict, we can prevent, right? And so that's what matters. We want to see the average lifespan of people in the VI increase. I want to see all of you be 99-year-olds. Right? My great aunt lived to be 97, and she was feisty. And so I wish that for all of us. So really working in public-private partnerships to attract philanthropy. And so what I told our research faculty today is, I can only raise money for what I know. But the more I know about what's happening with our students, our faculty, the more I can share with donors, with the community, to either establish partnerships, or to raise money, or to secure grants. And it all happens in partnership, right? And so I told our faculty, we're getting ready to take this show on the road. Even if it means we're in hotels doing a number of things in the community. So more of a grassroots approach. But before you know it, in a couple of months, you're gonna be like, UVI is everywhere. That's what we aim to do. We're gonna be in the schools, we're gonna be as many places as you can. Wherever you invite us, we would love to come. So we're not just a university on the hill. We want to be the university even more so. We're already in the community, but even more so. And with you, we can help make that happen. And not just getting philanthropy for the sake of philanthropy, but there are a number of needs that we have, right? Our athletes need more scholarships, right? Ladies and gentlemen, more scholarships for athletes, more scholarships for nursing students, more scholarships for all of our students. Also, I'm sure many faculty would love to have endowed professorships, right? Yes. And also my goal, I haven't shared this with many, but one of my goals is that every full-time student has a paid opportunity to experience a free international service learning experience. And it's possible, right? Because what we know is service learning changes a student's perspective, their worldview, and their life. Not just their education, their life. If a student gets to go wherever it is, experience another culture, experience another healthcare system, experience another public school system, whatever it is, but just experience other
That's
people
actually really cool.
in partnership together. Even if there's a language barrier, it is life-changing. I used to take students to the Dominican Republic for 8 years, 2 weeks at a time, and every time, life-changing. And so I want that for our students, to get off these 32 square miles, or the 84 square miles that I grew up on, or the 18 square miles, and really experience what the world has to offer, what they can give, but also what they can receive in terms of perspective. And so that's one of my goals. So I'll be begging, and it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna keep begging and it's gonna happen. And so the other things I want us to accomplish, of course, is we have a research technology park on the St. Croix campus that's doing amazing work in entrepreneurship with our RT Park companies. Chairman of the board, Chairman Thomas, is here. And he's been leading that board for many years, doing amazing things. There's a new executive director, Eric Sonnier. And so we want to work more closely with our partner, RT Park, to better support those companies, because it translates into economic development for our territory, but even more importantly, for workforce development, as our UVI students are able to work with RT Park and RT Park companies to become the best leaders in their field to serve and lead our business sector. And the other thing I want for students, of course they already get some of this, but in some cases there are limitations in funding, is a holistic, well-rounded experience, right? Inside and outside the classroom. We already know inside the classroom is fantastic because we have fantastic faculty, fantastic staff in the Center for Student Success, but there's also more that we would love to be able to offer students if there were more resources, and so we're working on that. We're really working on that, expanding what we're able to offer. You know, even before coming here, one thing I heard is, we would love a marching band. So I don't know if Deanne Parsons is in the room, but where is he? Raise your hand, is he outside? But imagine if we had a marching band. We know Charlotte has an amazing marching band.
Ken?
You know, the athletes would score more points if we had a marching band. You know, pump it up, pump the crowd, dance, a theater. We have some of those things, and we're working on Reichel, and Denise and Phasia and the team are doing an amazing job at performing arts on our campus. And then also for working professionals, providing executive education in areas that you're interested in. So partnering with you to find out you're working, you have certain schedules, but there are certain things that you would like, but there's a lot that we can do together. That's the end of the story. So how do we get there? What do you think?
Together.
Together. You and me. All of us. A la we. Together. That's how we do it. Together. And so, because together we are VI strong, right? Both islands united, both campuses united, all 3 islands, all 4 islands united, we are stronger together. And so that's my goal. People say, oh my gosh, we're so glad you're a Crucian. I am not here to save the Crucians. I am Virgin Island.
Yeah.
And so the Crucians give me a hard time. You gotta believe it. But I love the Virgin Islands, period. No matter where I was born, I love the Virgin Islands. I am a Virgin Islander. When I lived in Florida and Atlanta, oh, where are you from? Virgin Islands. Where is that? Okay, no matter. Virgin Islands. And so also making sure we have national allies. This is Dietrich Trent. He's executive director for the White House Initiatives on HBCUs. Some of the faculty, the leaders here and I went and attended this in Philadelphia, and we also had students who attended and who were HBCU scholars.
Wow.
Representing the university, doing an amazing job presenting. Very proud moment for UVI, very proud moment for the Virgin Islands. And so the journey ahead, of course, won't be easy, right? There'll be bumps along the road. St. Thomas sure does have a lot of hills. When I was in college, I lived here for 2 years on the campus, and there were a lot of hills, and I came back and it's like, did they grow new hills? So we're in the process of developing a new strategic plan. Dr. Dyer here, raise your hand, is the co-chair of that committee, along with Dr. Harris, and we have other members in the room, Dr. Kaiser Calvert, a trustee. We have other members, I know I've seen, raise your hand if you're on the strategic planning task force. Yep, strategic planning, yep. So what we're doing is, of course, building a vision together for UVI. And it's not just about UVI employees only and students. Remember, there are gonna be sessions for the community, so make sure you show up and you give your voice. So really supporting our faculty and staff and positioning UVI as an eminent leader in education, research, scholarship in general, and of course, community engagement. Community means a lot to me. And so that's why I came back, because this is my community. And you are this community. And together we can accomplish a lot. And so, you know the adage, if you reach for the moon, you end up with the stars. And what I say is, as high as we reach, we can pass the stars, right? We can travel out there with Elon Musk and sort of, galaxies. But through transformational leadership, many of you are leaders in this room, leaders in healthcare, leaders in business, leaders in education, and a whole number of things. Through advocacy. I went to the White House last week and also was joined by other leaders from the Virgin Islands, elected officials and from Puerto Rico, and together with a strong voice, you should have heard us, advocated for the VI territory as one voice. It was a proud moment for the Virgin Islands. You know, the Puerto Ricans came strong, and they also were advocating for Puerto Rico. But still together, we were strong as U.S. territories, together, with our Puerto Rican colleagues across the water. So really through collaboration, championing, and cheerleading, I also was pulled into playing, once I came here August 1st, to join the UVI softball team. So I already gotta come play. Now, basketball is my sport. I'm a baller. That's what I am. And a pickleball. Put my pickleball people. And so they say, come play softball. All right, I'm an athlete. I tend to play. Practice several games. I went to 3-4 games, and people would say, but President George, why you didn't play in the game? Because I am the chief cheerleader. Chief cheerleader and #1 bench warmer. And I'm proud. I'm proud. We win, I'm proud. I'm proud. I used to play out there, I'm in my uniform, and I'm proud.
That is funny.
And so this shows, sort of the strategic planning process. I won't go into it, but the most important thing on this slide is we will not have a good strategic plan if we don't have your voice. We want to hear what you envision for UVI in the next 20 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 2 years, what you envision. So we do, when we send this out, we're not just doing it just to do it. We really genuinely want to hear your voice for what UVI can become. This is something I saw when I was in the Smithsonian Institute about a year ago. And it really stuck with me. Visionary ideas propel the greatest human accomplishments, right? So your ideas. I'm not the only visionary in the room. Many of you are visionaries. So the things that you can envision, if we envision together the first class of UVI School of Medicine, because you're warming their seats for them. Just know you're leaving behind positive energy, successful energy. So once they sit in these seats in the next 3 years, per se, you will leave them here with your energy. You'll be the ones cheering them on in spirit, warming those seats for them. And so hopefully once we graduate that first class, you'll also be there. So I'm just gonna share a couple of stories of success, or share some success. So these are our Thurgood Marshall College Fund scholars who represented us in Washington, D.C. Jolene is also here. She's also here tonight. So some of our students, say hi, Jolene. So a lot of our students are doing amazing things. This is Kyra Edwards, who's an HBCU scholar, who's also in Philly. Rick Nader is our Vice President of Research and Economic Development. Of course, VI EPSCoR is doing amazing work. And you'll have an opportunity, once we leave here, to sort of see the amazing things that are happening here in VI in terms of research, in terms of student engagement, just amazing things. And we don't want to be a best kept secret, right? We want to share and show the world what we're doing in the College of Education, right? RoboKind, amazing things happening. Dr. Karen Brown, I think I saw her.
Yeah.
She's outside.
She's outside.
Right, okay. But amazing things happening there. Amazing things in STEM education, really, providing resources to our youth, even in K through 12, even before they come here, strengthening that, VIU said, in partnership with First Bank, assisted technology, our School of Nursing, our students here doing amazing things, training in our hospitals here, the College of Liberal Arts and Social Science, and their thing is they do things with class, and they do. Of course, Dion Parsons and his work, our students engaging in their activities, the dance studio. And this is Jolene again and Zidane at their research symposium presenting. So some of the posters you'll see out here as well. So just, walk through, just sort of, even if it's for 2 minutes, just pop in to see what our students are doing, our faculty and students are working on. Amazing things are happening at UVI. Absolutely amazing. Jalea, our business students, and then Dean Kendra Harris, who will also become our interim provost on October 15th, because our current provost was selected to be a deputy director at the National Science Foundation because great things are happening at UVI. So they tapped her, she's on loan. Great things are happening at UVI. So these are just some examples of the magic of UVI, our School of Agriculture. A lot of exciting things happening in terms of their aquaponics plant and their small livestock areas. College of Science and Math, right? I know Dean Romano is here and the students. So lots of amazing things happening. We have CEL as well, Center for Green Technology. We have our amazing team here, Greg Warnell. And his right hand, Denise. So amazing things with Center for Green Technology. So if you think of our energy challenges we have in our territory, right? They have expertise and are working with some of our local government offices on, ways to look at, ways to address. You see Jolene there again? Very active, very engaged student, I promise you. When you're a little old lady and you're 90 years old, you're gonna be like, I remember UVI. And then our student athletes. Student athletes, stand for me. So special place in my heart for student athletes. I think I have the stamina that I have because I was a UVI athlete here. And I sometimes tell people, Chico Morales was no joke. He would make us wake, they wake up at 4 a.m. So we had to wake up 5 a.m. and go running around the airport. Who wants to run around the airport at 5 a.m.? And so doing that and going to chemistry class. So I'm just going to share a couple of things about some of our athletes.
Wow.
So So Shermoy here? Let me tell you about Shermoy. Stand Shermoy. Shermoy is a senior, majoring in criminal justice and minoring in psychology. Of course, plays basketball, position of guard. A fun fact is he trains dogs and work at the Virgin Islands Children. And in the future, he wants to become an investigation agent for the Department of Justice. Give it up for Jaleel here. All right, Jaleel. Jaleel's a senior, majoring in business management, plays on the men's basketball team, is also a guard, and he wants to be a gym owner. So look out for his gym in the future. Is Kashay here? All right, Kashay Bass, senior, majoring in business management, women's basketball. She's been on the dean's list, listen to it, wait for it, for 4 consecutive years. Give it up. Give it up. And she hopes to own her own media company that specializes in videography and photography. So Media One, look out. Is Catherine here? All right, Catherine. So Catherine's a junior, majoring in psychology, women's basketball, also a guard. I guess her fun fact is she really likes chicken roti. And then Bria Patterson. Bria here. She's a graduate student, Master of Business Education, women's basketball, graduate assistant coach. She's over 3,000 miles away from home here at UVI, so show her some love. Her future goal is to be a businesswoman. So amazing student athletes we have here. You see some on the screen. We also want to take a moment just to congratulate Dr. Carty on her recognition. Great things are happening at UVI, folks. And so, you came to a meet and greet. You meet the president. So I'm just going to tell you a few tad bits about me, and we'll be done in 3 minutes. So why am I here and who am I? So I coined my leadership by something that I developed that I call courageous, caring leadership. And what that essentially means to me is where competence, courage, and compassion converge. And so I'll tell you a little bit more. So when you think of the decisions that leaders have to make, it takes courage to make tough decisions, right? But also, as a nurse, I make tough decisions with compassion, right? I don't curse, most times. I maybe curse 5%. Only my son can get me there. Only my 15-year-old. Anybody got teenagers? But also the idea of committing to what we do. One thing, honestly, I love about UVI employees, the most dedicated employees, the most committed. Many have been here for years. 10, 15, 20 years. Dale Morton, stand up. More than 5 years. Right? That is commitment. I'm not going to be here 45 years, but maybe 20. That's not good. But the idea of also of authenticity. Who you see here, this is me. Right? This is me. I'm not fake. I'm never fake. This is me. Authentic presence. I intend to engage with all of me in what I do. I love UVI. I love the Virgin Islands. And that is why I'm here. And so also the idea of being intentional in what we do, right? Coming up together with strategy, making strategic decisions. I am not about the status quo. If there's something that's working, don't fix it. But if it's something that needs change, we work together to come up with a solution, right? Really strategizing. And of course, I'm all about excellence as well. Supporting people as we achieve and strive for excellence. And of course, incorporating innovation. And then I'm big on friend-raising, I already told you that. Because friend-raising in many cases also leads to fundraising, right? And so really connecting with those and inspiring folks to invest. And then the idea of inclusive excellence. And that just essentially means really focusing on equity. Not necessarily equality, but the idea of equity. Of course, diversity. One thing I love with the Virgin Islands is we're a diverse territory. We embrace diversity. And so I love that about the Virgin Islands. And then the idea of fairness, really making decisions that are fair. Fair for students, fair to faculty, fair to staff. And so these are one of my trips when I was taking students to the Dominican Republic, because I love students, I love the community, and I have a passion for education, a passion for healthcare, a passion for mentoring others, and just really engaging with the community in ways that matters most to them. And not going there to be a savior on a white horse, nor am I here at UVI to be that savior. I'm here to work together and to co-labor and to have a shared vision with our UVI community, which you are also a part of. So these, how many are familiar with the Clifton Strengths, right? So if you do the sort of test survey, you get an idea of what your top 5 strengths are. And so those are my strengths. You see, my number 1 is relationships, right? I'm relational. Lifelong learning is also a value. Future, I obsess about the future. I'm always thinking about the future, but not just for my benefit, but for those who are under my leadership. I think about leaving a better future for them. And the idea of responsibility ties in with commitment, as well as being strategic. And so the best way to describe me, and so that you get to understand the new president, is as a transformational leader. Not leadership just for the sake of leadership, but leadership for the sake of improving whatever we identify as worth or needing improving, doing that together. Not as a one-woman show, but doing it together. So my goals for contributing to the community is, of course, investing in students, investing in our best resource, which are our employees, as I mentioned earlier. And I'll take a moment just to thank the President's Office team. You met Dr. Dyer here on the right. We also have Jessica Laplace, who might be outside, Jessica Taylor, an amazing team, Gail in the trustee's office, but really also focusing on contributing however we can to workforce development and talent. Our graduates are the best source of talent for all jobs in the Virgin Islands, period. And so we can help contribute as we work with agencies in determining what's needed. And then also I mentioned earlier already, just in terms of supporting the healthcare infrastructure in the Virgin Islands, we already have amazing healthcare providers. And of course, as I talked about, just increasing that infrastructure. And then just the idea of economic development and partnering with research and using that to inform practice. So my primary reason for being here now, being here at UVI, is this is my equation, right? Because of students, because of the community. People say, how is it going with the presidency? It's a labor of love. A lot of love. And a lot of labor. But it's a labor of love, and I love it. Even when there's a tough day, I still love it. People say, you're always smiling, because I love it. I love what I do. I love our students. And so, all the students, come join me at the front if you don't mind, including you. So we are here, all of us together, to show our support so our students can be successful, right? So I stand here before you as the 6th president of the University of the Virgin Islands, committed to the success of our who?
Students.
So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. So now I'm not sure who's gonna, okay. Zenan Bass.
Good afternoon, everybody.